Hello. Thank you for joining me today. It says that I'm live. I'm not sure if I am, so I'm just going to go ahead and check my phone really fast. Over, down yonder, down that direction. Just really quick. It says I'm live. Oh, am I live? No, I am live. Oh, Dyson. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Okay. I'm live. I can hear me. Great. Thank you. Okay, buddy. What? Oh my goodness. Right, of course. Of course. There's someone at the door. By the way, this squiggling, scruffy little boy, are you done? Are you done? Are you done? You still want to go? Okay, I think he's done. I might have to get up here in a second. Uh, oh, no, I'm gonna have to get up. Great. Awesome. Pardon me. Hi, puppies. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get them to do exactly what you want, and I suspect I'm gonna have to open that door here in a bit. So thanks for your patience. Such is life, right? We all have things that don't necessarily uh, go as expected, right? So now that I know that this is, actually, let me do this real fast. For those who are watching live, thank you for your patience. Those are on the replay. You won't even know this is happening because I'm going to trim this video once it's done. Um, how to deal with internet bullies. That is today uh, what we are discussing today. Please, there we go. And then, okay, cool. All right, so got my notes so I can stay on track. All right. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is going to be a bit different because I felt like this message was really important and needed to be shared. So I'm curious, have you ever been bullied? I have. And even as an adult, as early latest as last this past week, have you ever felt alone, lost, couldn't didn't know where to turn, tried to find help but didn't know where to go or who you could turn to? Well, in today's lesson, I'll be sharing information with you on something too many people need but may not even know is available to them. And it's how to deal with internet bullies. And, as I said before, there's too many people that feel like they're alone. They feel like no one is listening or that there's nowhere to go. Have you ever felt that way? I know that I have. And if so, please know that you are not the only person that has been bullied. You are not alone here, right? And if you know someone who's been bullied or if you know someone who may have felt that pain, I hope that my experience and the information that I'm going to share with you today will empower you or those you love to find strength and answers should you need them. Hopefully, you're one of those people who hasn't, right? Who hasn't had to deal with bullies. Maybe you've been able to stand up for others, right? But should you need it, I hope that this helps you find what you're looking for, or at least to partially, right? So stay tuned for my two-step process on how to deal with internet bullies. So when you receive value today, please do put this down below and hashtag level up so that I can celebrate your wins with you. And if you would like to have access to all of my Saturday trainings, whether it's mindset like today's video, or how to break down marketing tech to create more results in your business, do put uplift and I will send you today's replay, as well as access to how to access all of the other um, Saturday trainings that I have. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So again, thank you. Thank you for being here. You could literally have been anywhere else right now, so I appreciate you sharing your time and your energy with me here today. My name is Cassandra. I am the Prosperous Heart, and my passion is to empower people like you to create better results in your life, whether that's with digital marketing efforts, so by shortening your learning curve and making tech things easy, or like today, where I hope my experience will provide you what you need to move forward with living your dream life. So, haters gonna hate, right? And you can't stop them. You can reason with them, you can try and get them help, but haters are gonna hate. Even with that whole sticks and stones mantra, hating can still be very hurtful. And sometimes you don't know what to do when it happens, or you feel like you're alone in that experience. So I'd like to take a moment to be very vulnerable with you today and share a few of my own stories that, coupled with the recent bullying experience from this past week, led me to speak up about it today. So, my very first memory of being bullied was actually in fifth grade, which was when I started um, growing my womanly curves. I may not have been the very first girl in my class to grow breasts, but they were definitely some of the largest in school. And I remember one girl was spreading really nasty rumors about me, saying that oh, I just stuffed my bras and this, that, and the other. And for those who may not know what that term is, it's pretty much like it sounds like. It is the idea that you're stuffing your bra with something else to make it look like you have more than you have. Um, I guess you could call it a push-up bra, but it's not quite the same. So it might be like tissues or whatever. Um, but yeah, she was spreading these rumors, and I knew they were a lie. I mean, I know what I look like. And she knew it was a lie because, when in gym class, I don't remember there being any place that you could hide what you looked like when you were changing, right? I mean, there was like a wash area, but I mean, she saw what I look like without my clothes on, basically. So I knew she was lying. She knew she was lying. And the problem with that is that it still hurt. And some kids even wouldn't play with me because of it. In middle school, I had another issue where I was walking down my street one day, and that same girl and a friend of hers started calling me names, yelling at me, and they chased me down the street all the way to my house, throwing rocks at me until I finally was safe behind the door of my house and away from those dangerous projectiles. In my mid 20s, one of the most disturbing experiences I've had with being relating to bullies is I had been trying to find a parking spot in a very crowded mall somewhere in Frisco, and I had been looking for about 45 minutes driving around this parking lot. I finally found a spot. The person was pulling out, right? And then someone came up behind me, honking, yelling at me, inching forward and forward and forward until she finally actually was pushing into my car with her car. At this point, I was actually a little bit scared of what she was going to do because I couldn't go forward, I couldn't go back, right? The person who was coming out was still trying to come out, and there was cars in front of them, so like there was nowhere for me to go. But she kept yelling at me and pushing, basically pushing on my car and flipping me off and all this stuff. And I finally, the guy left, the person in front of me left. I finally parked. She drove by yelling profanities and flipping me off. And she actually got a closer spot, like within 4 or 5 spots from the front of the mall. Well, as I got out of my car and began walking towards this mall, I realized this woman had waited for me to get to where she was at. And she started yelling at me and calling me fat and ugly and making kissing noises at me as I passed by and just being utterly awful. And what's worse, if it can get worse, it does. Her kids were with her. Our kids are our future, and as a parent, you are setting an example for them, showing them what is and is not okay. And that kind of behavior is not okay. It's spreading hate, it's spreading anger, it's spreading things that are poisonous to people, right? And while there are too many other people who have had it worse than myself, my experience this past week was what inspired me to do today's lesson. Because after recently turning 34, as an adult, I'm still experiencing bullies and I can't believe it, right? This past week, I had a bunch of strangers, people I didn't know, on the internet attacking me after I stood up for the rights of another human being. And while they were strangers and I knew they didn't know me, their hate, their negativity, the jabs at any place they thought that could really hurt the hardest, they still hurt. They tapped into some insecurities that I had about myself. They tapped into some fears that I had, right? And that's why I decided to share my past with you and share my prosper method and two-step process on how to deal with internet bullies and probably bullies in life, but I'm mainly focusing about internet bullies because those are the people that you truly usually just don't know when they're bullying you like that. So because too many people feel alone, because some people may feel like no one is listening, like there's nowhere to go, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. And here's some ideas on what you can do. So I have a method that I use with my clients. Again, I offer coaching and training to people who are looking to create and, excuse me, to improve their digital marketing returns, right? And part of my prosperous method is prosper, which is plan and take action, which means that you know where you want to go and how you're going to get there. So the planning and taking action. The R is respond, where when you react to something, especially out of anger, your reaction is emotion based versus responding, which is logical, and how you respond to events, that's going to direct your future. If you didn't know, a little lesson about the brain here, all of your senses come in through the back. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the hypothalamus, but it comes in through the back, which is your emotional center of your brain, which means the thing when you immediately respond to someone who makes you mad, you're not really thinking clearly. You're not really thinking at all. You're reacting. Whereas if you take some time to relax, center yourself, maybe think about what possibly could have happened and maybe it wasn't the way that you took it, right? Those types of things. When you start to think about it, your frontal cortex is where it eventually goes to, where your thinking part of your brain goes, where you have the ability to respond versus react. So, second one is respond. The next one is overcome. So, no matter what people may say to you, no matter what people may do, you're going to overcome. You're going to have that resolve that you will, no matter what, overcome so that you can achieve your dreams. You can get rid of the negativity, right? Whatever it is that you're looking to do. S is strength. So, it's where you tap into your deepest why to find strength to persevere. You seek strength and aid from others. You seek strength by helping someone else. The next one is prepare. What does it look like when you win, when you lose? What does it look like? You're preparing for it, right? Uh, Energize. You find ways to be energized in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Whatever rejuvenates you. Excuse me while I go open the door for my special guest. Hey, buddy. You may know my special guest. He's my favorite guest in the world. Come here, kiddo. Since I don't have everything. Here we go. Hi, this is Dyson. Say hi, buddy. Okay. So, as you know, Dyson will continue to scratch at the door until I open it. So I just decided to bring him on. Okay, so where was I? Energize. So you basically do what brings you joy, do what brings you happiness. If it means, cutting someone out of your life because they're just too toxic, then do it. Whatever energizes you, brings you joy, and doesn't hurt someone else, right? Blocking someone else, you have to do what's safe for you, do what is good for you, right? And clearly, they must have done something that made you not safe, not good. So do things that energize you without physically or intentionally harming someone else. And the last one is review. You have to figure out did your action or inaction get you closer or further away than your intended result, right? So that's the prosper part of this method. And that's how the two-step process on how to deal with internet bullies actually came into being. So the two steps are basically mindset and taking action. That's it. Those are the two steps. And in between, it's just the different pieces of those steps. So the first one is mindset, right? The first part of of that mindset change is recognizing that others' perception of reality is not your own. If someone says that you are an idiot, and you know that you're not. Maybe you have a college degree. Maybe you're really good at math. Maybe you speak five languages, right? Whatever whatever it is that you know is real for you, recognize that their perception of reality is not what's actually true. So no matter what is said, know who you are and recognize that so that you can center yourself in that truth. Second thing on mindset is do not react out of pain or anger. Like I said earlier with the brain, right? You want to overcome your emotions, take time to reflect, and respond if you feel it's necessary. Did some stranger message you out of the blue and say something really mean to you? How do you want to respond to that? Once you decided to weigh whether you want to respond at all, block them or ignore them, right? You've weighed that out. The third part of your mindset is finding your strength, right? Many times people are going to say hateful things that tap into your insecurities. I had one of those people who messaged me this week. Her message to me was some type of media. I didn't open it because I didn't really know, again, who she was or what she was sending. And her actual text message was, here's a quarter to cut off that mole. this one or this one, right? Here's a quarter to cut off that mole, and you have popcorn teeth, I think was that person. And, you know, it's hateful and it taps into my insecurities because, yes, I don't appreciate that like some other people might. It does tap into some of those insecurities, but I don't know her and I've accepted who I am. This is how I was born. I mean, I was created the way that I was supposed to be created, you know? So focus on what you like about yourself. I love my smile. I love my canine looking teeth, right? I have really sharp canines. I love, there are things about me I don't like, but I love me, And so focus on what you like about yourself, your accomplishments if you're not yet at a place that you can accept the beauty of who you are physically. Did you get your high school degree? Did you get your college degree? Did you start a business? Focus on what you like about yourself and ignore the people who, again, don't even know you, right? And ignore that stuff. Just focus on the good. Why does it matter that the negative stuff is possibly even there or not there? It's only in your mind, right? So then the last part of mindset is that if you decide that you will respond instead of blowing somebody off or blocking them or whatever, prepare for how you will need to take action. And I'll touch more on that a little bit later. Consider the implications of your actions and which route is best and safest for you. Again, some bullying is worse than what I described in my own experiences. Some of them are physical bullying, some of them are deeply emotional abuse type of bullying. So you have to consider the implications and what is best and safest for you. And then the second part of that two-step process is taking action, right? Center yourself on your feelings. Find out how to energize yourself and come from a more positive state. Then you take action on your plan. Once you've centered yourself and have a clear thought process, take action on that plan. If you think the bully deserves a response or you wish to give a response, and when I say deserve, what I mean by that is it's on your heart to show them love because if you meet bullying with additional negativity, it's just going to escalate, right? So if you believe they deserve a response, then do it. Come from a center of love, right? And if you decide that they need to be ignored, there are three options, at least in the Book of Faces, that allow you to do this. The first one is unfollow. There, when you whether you are friends with someone or have turned on the follow option, there is a way for people to follow you, and that's when you see people's notifications in your news feed, right? You see those posts and updates from people. If you still want to be friends with them for some reason, or maybe you follow them but you're not yet friends, hit the unfollow button and you won't see their messages anymore in your newsfeed. They can still message you, but that there's an option three that you can do. I'll go here in a second to not allow that. So you can unfollow them, you can unfriend them if you feel like, okay, this person, I just don't want to be friends with them at all anymore, and unfriend. And the last one is block. Now, in the Book of Faces, there's actually two different ways that you can block, well, technically three, two different ways that you can block someone with your personal profile. There is block from Messenger, so that way they can still respond to you on your posts, but not through Messenger. Little odd, I know, but it's kind of interesting, right? And then the other block is block them totally from Facebook, where they can't see you, they can't talk to you, and you can't see or talk to them either. So those are three options that should you decide that the bully needs to be ignored, that's what you can do with that. And if it's bad enough, you need to involve the authorities. Um, I can't speak on what all that entails. I've thankfully not had to involve the authorities in my experiences of bullies, but you may. And please do not hesitate to seek that out. If you feel like your safety is compromised, find help. Just don't even just do it, right? Maybe someone's stalking you or something. I don't know. Just go find the help that you need with that. And then finally, review your actions and outcomes. Do you feel good about what you did or didn't do? Do you feel safer? How did your life improve? And what could you do better for your life the next time something like that happens, right? So these are things that you can do when you might be bullied by somebody. And now I want to take the time to share someone's response to, it wasn't an intentional bully message, but it is a great example of someone that I admire and look up to for the person she is, for the business mentor that she is for me, my coach, and my friend, Molly Mahoney. So you may know her, maybe not, but she said that I could share this, and so I am. Thank you, Molly, for that. And with this message, you may not be able to read it on the screen. I'm not sure how big that is for you, but basically, someone went on her live one day and said, Molly, you have a lisp and need to see me. You are speaking way too fast for a speaker teaching a master class, and please fix your lipstick. I don't know how I would have responded to that. Some people may have just deleted her message. Some people may have blocked her. Some people may have responded negatively and meanly or something like that. But Molly's response, oh my gosh, I love it. She shows her so much love. She doesn't just come from a place of anger or anything like that. She even addresses it, right? I highlighted a couple pieces that I felt were key here. The first that is she talks about this person or this person who responded to her live had said, you know, you talk too fast, your energy, blah blah blah. But the first thing that she basically says is, I know it's not not for everybody, but the people who dig my energy really dig it. And I can attest because I love her energy, and it's one of the reasons why I decided to hire her as my coach. Um, and I choose to celebrate it rather than squash it, which is great because not everybody is going to love everything about you, and that's okay. You want to be spending time with the people who want to be around you, who love, you know, those pieces about you, and those who don't like you. You don't want to spend your time with, right? She also talked about just all the pieces that this person was speaking about, and she even touches on the lipstick, which I think is great because she says, "Oh my gosh, I went back and looked, and you're right. I'm going to think of you that when I touch this up soon, or when I do a stress her lipstick next." So she's happy. She's not necessarily happy about it, but she is being playful about it. She's joking about it. She's not tearing this person a new one, right? She's not being a keyboard warrior, and I just love that response. And it is such an example of um, being loving towards somebody who's showing you some negativity. And you know, you never know what someone's going through in that moment in time. They may be having a really bad day. Maybe their significant other passed away. Maybe they lost their job and they're reacting to their environment, and it has nothing to do with you. So when you come from a place of love and you do what's best for you and what's safest for you, again, I can't speak to your specific experiences. That's what's the the method I just gave you is supposed to help you with, to find out what's best for you. But when you come from a place of love, so many great things can happen, and you never know who you might change. Maybe you change that person's world by being loving when they're being hateful, and they realize that they were in the wrong, and their heart starts to change. What an amazing impact that could make on the world, right? So that is what I wanted to share with you today. And one more thing, I meant to put this in a little doohickey, but oh, actually, I do have it. So I'm going to put the link. You should see it on my, if you're on my page, it should be popping up down below right now. If you're seeing this in a recording somewhere else like YouTube, it'll be in the description. But basically, StopBullying.gov. This is a website that will provide additional resources for you. And if you have any resources on how to deal with bullies, either online or off, please let me know down below. I'm taking this training and putting it on my blog, prosperousheart.com, so that way it's a resource and people can use it to um, make the best decisions for themselves and find the resources they need should they find themselves the victim of bullying. So stopbullying.gov, it should be, again, if you're live on my Book of Faces right now, it's the link that should be popping up right now. And if not, I'm putting it in the comments right there. Cool. All right, cool, that posted. Great. So did you receive value today? If you did, please be sure to say hashtag level up so that I can celebrate in this win with you. If you also received value, please show some love on this video by doing either a heart reaction or sprinkling this amongst people that you think would benefit from this message today. And finally, if you like the replay of today's training, as well as access to my prior Saturday trainings, just say uplift down below, and I will reach up via Messenger with more info on how you can access that. And again, if you're watching this somewhere else, check out the description for that information. So again, bullies, are everywhere, and it doesn't matter their age. Too many people who are attacked by them may feel alone and lost with no information on how to handle the situation. But when you follow the two-step method I just gave on positioning your best mindset and taking action, you are going to be better equipped to deal with internet or in-person bullies. Again, if you found value with today's video, and you want to learn more about what I'm sharing to empower you and people like you for greater success, be sure to join me every Saturday at 2 p.m. Central. And I would love to get your feedback on if you oh, thank you so much if you got value. So again, I am Cassandra, the Prosperous Heart. Thank you again so much for spending your time with me today. My passion is to empower other people just like you to create better results in their digital marketing efforts and in their life by shortening your learning curve and making the tech stuff easy. I hope you have a wonderful and prosperous rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh wait. Bye. Have a good one.